What is going on, everybody? My name's Andrew and welcome to another episode of Pew Brothers. In this video, we're going to be cleaning the P365 by Sig Sauer. Stay tuned. Alright guys, we're taking and doing our final safety checks on the P365 before we get into today's video. Take time now to go below, ring the bell, hit the like button, subscribe so you can get all the new Pew Brothers videos. Alright, our weapon's clear. Let's go ahead and jump into the video. The first thing we're going to do is lock that slide to the rear. We're then going to go over to the takedown lever. We're going to rotate that takedown lever 90 degrees until it's perpendicular with the slide. Alright, now that we've rotated that takedown lever 90 degrees clockwise, we're going to go ahead and advance the slide forward. Remember, you do not need to pull the trigger when doing this. If you have to pull the trigger to remove the slide, you're going to need to go ahead and contact Sig. First thing I'm going to do here is a visual inspection to see if anything catches my eye, and I'll make sure that I'm inspecting my weapon and just browsing it over the entire time to make sure I don't catch anything. After that, I'm going to go ahead and start separating the firearm. First out is going to be the recoil assembly, which includes the guide rod and spring. After that, I'm going to take the barrel and pull it up and outwards. I've now separated the firearm into field strip positions of a slide, barrel, recoil assembly, and our frame. Alright guys, after quickly gloving up, I'm going to go ahead and go over and introduce our cleaner for today. All of our products are going to be by Lucas. Phenomenal. Never used them before. P365 was definitely a dirty gun. Lucas proved what it could do today. If you're looking for a cleaner, you're looking for an entire product line, I don't think you'll be disappointed with Lucas. Link is going to be in the comments description below. Simple pickup off Amazon. Go for it. Okay, I like starting out with the barrel. It gives somewhere for the CLP time to go ahead and start breaking down this carbon. Thin coat. No need to go crazy on this, but make sure all surfaces are coated. Work it around the barrel, down below on the barrel lugs, inside the barrel and the bore. Make sure you have a good coat. You can see rubbing this in, we're already about to start seeing a considerable amount of carbon come up after 2 or 3 seconds of rubbing. I mean, there's a lot more where this comes from, guys. This is just a very quick wipe. The next thing I'm going to mention is our Gun Boss multi-kit handgun cleaning kit. This is absolutely phenomenal. I didn't even use all the tools inside of it. Also available on Amazon. The description and link will be in the comments below. I'll put some CLP inside of the bore. I'm going to shake this stuff up. I really want to get a good coating everywhere. This gun is super dirty. I can see from my visual inspection it's dirty. I want to make sure that the bore gets a great treatment on this. So we're going to go ahead and put the bore snake in. I'm going to use a patch on the end of this wand here. I already have some CLP inside the barrel. We had a considerable bit of it come off on the bore snake, but when I get in there I want to go ahead and start twisting it so it gets that bore nice and clean like we have here. And right now I'm going to take this brush and go over the barrel some, make sure I get around all those crevices using the pick. Camera wasn't focused there, but it is dirty and I just want to make sure I break down all that carbon so I have a pristine firearm when I get ready to put it back in service. Use some of these patches, getting these grooves, make sure I'm picking up all the residue as I go along and nothing's being returned to the surface. Adding CLP as needed. I call this mopping, probably an incorrect term, but if I have an area that I just need to kind of spread around this CLP or any other type of product on, I'll use some type of like cotton or t-shirt surface, something like that to go around where I need it to be. On over to the slide. Alright guys, this is where we need to start paying a little bit more attention at. So here in the middle around the striker assembly, the striker channel, we don't want to put anything in this really shiny part. Point to it twice right here. So I like putting my CLP, my gun oil, everything on the side of that and kind of transition it over. It also needs to be lubricated, but I don't want to put anything in there directly so it'll go inside of the striker mechanism and risk gumming up or attracting debris. So you can see I'm, oiling on or applying the CLP on either side, and we'll work it in with brushes and patches from there. Here's the first time we're using a pick. I told you this thing was dirty. Check this out. That is just pretty much CLP and carbon. That's from a very light application. And we're wanting to make sure we take these picks and work them in all these corners. Kind of feel like a little bit of a dentist. I got the gloves going on, picks, back to the brush. We're going to take and brush these rails quite vigorously. I mean, you guys can't see it on here, but I had a lot of flakes of carbon coming up, and that's me wasting a patch. But as you see, I keep on going through and through, and we keep on getting pretty icky stuff coming up off these. Again, going on the channels on either side. And guys, I'm going to just throw something out there. Everyone has some special rhyme or reason how they clean their gun. Providing you're safe while you're doing it, and you're not trying to go put oil or solvent in every hole and mechanism you find. Just, lightly coating the applications you see and cleaning up obvious debris or obvious carbon. That's about all you need to do. You can go about it any way you want to. This is just my take on it. Leave your suggestions in the comments. Moving on over to the brush, getting down to town. Again, remember I said we couldn't put any direct fluids on that center channel there where the striker mechanism's at, but you can certainly scrub it. Make sure we got all this debris, anything that's lodged down in there trying to break it free. Put some serious pressure there. Back to the picks. So previously you heard me mention about not trying to put oil and solvent in all these holes. This is one of those holes that I'm talking about. This is where the firing pin is going to pass through that hole right there on the breech face, and it's going to make contact with you around the chamber. You definitely don't want to be putting any solvent or any type of oil in there that might impede the travel of that that pin. You don't want to start getting light primer strikes. Working around this breech face right here, your extractor is also located there. Alright, this is probably the easiest part right here. The guide rod and spring. I usually take and roll it around 2 or 3 times. Make sure it's evenly coated with CLP. I grab a brush, some patches, scrub it back and forth to knock up any carbon buildup. Then I'll take a paper towel and make sure I try to work in between the grooves. Alright, if you want to take a look right now, you can kind of see how fouled up this gun is. Considerable amount of buildup. I don't know exactly how many rounds came through here before doing it, but we're going to have to put in some serious work on this frame. Again, pretty heavy coat of CLP there, and we're going to start up here front near the takedown lever and the slide lock. Alright, this here, because of the nature and just how plentiful this carbon, those I guess carbon deposits are, I took one of the wire brushes and started doing some scrubbing around these internal assemblies right here, right on top of the trigger housing, and just breaking out and getting gunk out of there. Guys, this is my carry gun. It's inside my waistband, so it's not uncommon to pull lint out of these things. And make sure you clean it inside and out. I went all the way around the trigger housing, both inside the frame and the underside of the frame, just to make sure that all that lint was removed. But obviously our biggest foe here is going to be carbon. We're just scrubbing to make sure all that breakup is gone, so we can get this gun back in tip-top shape. I think without a doubt this is where I use the most CLP at. Another one of the brushes, I've been using the T brush the entire time, but this application here was a little bit more feasible that I was just been using. Although the T brush was pretty remarkable when it comes to cleaning the rails. Guys, I'm not like super OCD when it comes to, you know, the patches or the shirts or whatever you're cleaning would have to be, you know, spotless, but they definitely can't look like this. They can't be just sooty looking. You still have a considerable amount of product in there that needs to come out. and I use a napkin or some type of fiber to go up inside of the magazine well. A lot of times when you're cleaning, it'll gather, when I mean gather, a lot of your CLP or whatever you're using to clean your firearm with will kind of collect here in the magazine well. I want to make sure I clean that out. Alright, moving on to gunnel. So just a thin coat. And we're going all the way around that barrel, just like we did cleaning it. We're going to get inside the barrel. We want to get under these lugs. Let's floss the lugs. That fast we're done with the barrel. Alright, moving back on over to the slide already. Same thing like we cleaned it. I did get a little bit here in the middle, but I'm going to go ahead and make sure that doesn't settle in there, and I'm going to get it worked around. Back to mopping. That might be a new gun term, mopping. I guarantee you somebody's already used it. I probably even heard it from somewhere. Mopping is not trademarked. You get on this breech face where the firing pin, exit that hole out, and make sure you're staying clear from there, and just wipe around that. Lubricate it, but you do not need to try to introduce any type of fluid into these holes or channels. Topical application only. And here we go with the guide rod and spring, same way I did when cleaning it, 2 or 3 different drops. Walk all the way down. This is another product that my first time using. This is Lucas's gun grease. So I put this primarily on the rails. I know some guys do it like either on the rail channels of the frame or inside the rail channels of the slide. I do it on both. I work it through pretty thoroughly. I don't let it just sit there. I cycled it, I don't know, 25, 30 times. Alright, here's something I want to show you guys that I'd forgotten about. If your takedown lever will not go back, like if you have an issue with it, returning the slide on there, you need to push up your slide lock and at the same time rotate your takedown lever to the original position you had it in when you disassembled the gun. So it should be perpendicular or straight up and down. And then the firearm will allow you to put the slide all the way on. Ensure the weapon is empty and you're going to point in a safe direction. You're going to release the trigger, make sure everything goes hypothetically bang. Obviously you don't want it to go actually bang, but again, I cycled this and we are good to go. Guys, as always, thanks for watching Pew Brothers. Remember, subscribe to the channel below so you don't miss out. And as always, blink responsibly.